All right,
Greetings
everybody.
and salutations.
Salutations to you as well. We'll get started with Jim Eichenhofer and take it away.
Salutations. Um, the other night, the game Monday, you guys only gave up 39 points in the second half defensively. Was there anything that you guys did better as the game went along, or stuff that you improved in the second half? And obviously, you played a bunch of games in the bubble. How much everyone would prefer to have fans, obviously, at these games, but how much does that affect the way that you guys can communicate and the way that you can hear each other when there isn't that audience in the background?
Yeah, so for your bubble question, it does affect, it means that you could hear each other a lot clearer, but it also means you can get in trouble a lot easier because the coaches can hear you too. So if you don't speak, they know. You know what I mean? So it's a double-edged blade there, mate. You're asking why we played, they scored 39 points in the second half? Is that right?
Yeah.
I think it was, well, as the game progresses, you kind of get used to each other's plays and whatnot. There's that natural thing. But I think the second unit, even in the first half, man, they came in and really set the tone in terms of rotations, and they were really trusting the system. Because it is a different system for, all the players here. And so the biggest thing is just trusting that you. Although it's like a lot of it's just counterintuitive, man. You know what I mean? We just got to learn new habits. I feel like we're getting better as the game went on with that sort of stuff. And you'll probably see it. We'll continue to progress the more games we play, and then it'll be a lot smoother, right? There was a lot of plays that we didn't get stopped, but they didn't manage to score, right? There's a lot of those plays. It doesn't mean we play good defense or anything. You kind of measure it on how well you executed and communicated in that play. And then even if they made it, you can still tick your box there. You played really good defense in that one, right? So it's a bit of that, mate. Bit of this, bit of that. Words. English.
Hey, Stephen. Christian Clark here at themall.com. I know Stan has placed a pretty big emphasis on just taking care of the basketball. I think you guys had 6 turnovers the last 3 quarters. What allowed you guys to, I guess, cut down on those turnovers as the game went on?
I think most of it was so like with turnovers you have to there's obviously there's turnovers that are going to happen in the game because a lot of our players, they're trying to make the right play, and you have to be risky at some point. But to help it, each player has to be very aggressive with each of their cuts to get open, or with their drives or whatever it is, just so then it can move the defense, and that will allow much more like crisp, clean passing lanes. You know what I mean? So I thought we were a bit stagnant in the first half. Especially the first quarter, and then managed to get some movement back and forth, and then I think the boys ended up getting a good rhythm in terms of just rotations and offensively, right? Just getting to their spots to get to the next side, next action, blah blah blah, all that good stuff, mate. Right, positive things. Cheers.
What's up, Steven? This is Will Guillory from The Athletic. What's it been like so far now that you got that first preseason game out the way, just figuring out how you fit next to Zion, how y'all can work off of each other, and particularly on offense, just finding that spacing so everybody can, succeed?
Yeah, pretty simple, bro. Just get out of his way. Nah, in all seriousness, it is just it's just one of the things that isn't so much like just playing with Zion. It's more about like how we're positioning ourselves in the system offensively, right? And just not getting in each other's way. Everyone needs some space, right? So it's just getting to those spots early and then just making the right read, right? And we just got to, the more games we play, right, the chemistry will grow. We were missing 2 players of our own, though. You know what I mean? So we're still going to have to go through the whole get used to playing with each other, where they want the ball, blah, 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 right? So, yeah. Early days, mate. Slow and steady.
Stephen, Scott Kushner with NOLA.com. You mentioned slow and steady, trying to get better day by day. How much progression have you seen in 2 weeks' time, or however long you guys have been doing this? Do you notice a pretty long, leap that you guys have taken, or do you feel like there's still way too far to go?
So basically, you're saying, have we progressed?
Has the rate of progression been what you would have expected to this point?
Oh, I mean, it's a tough one, that one. I felt like our progression has been what it was, like what it is, right? I think we're adopting all what Stan's saying really well. I mean, you can see a progression in the practices and whatnot, right? So you can measure it off that. But like again, when you play in the game and you start to get tired, and then they're just running different stuff, that's where it's a different measurement, right? Because you actually have to execute what all the theory that we've been trying to learn is, right? So I feel like we've been progressing well, but again, there's nothing really to compare it to just yet. So it wouldn't be fair, to be honest, to say anything. I always kind of relate these things to like watching the grass grow, if you know what I mean? Because you won't see any progress until like you really take a step back from day one. You know what I mean? Like it is one of those joints. It's just like, wow, okay. Once you take a step back, then you could really see the bigger picture. But when you're in it, I mean, really hard, mate. I could sit there and make some stuff up for you if you need some stuff to write about. If you want, I'll try.
I'll take it.
Hey, Stephen, Christian Clark here one more time. I mean, you've been at this a while. I mean, in your experience, how much does how a team performs in the preseason matter? Compared to how it performs in the regular season. Like, how much does the preseason matter in your experience?
I mean, I think it holds. Are you just meaning that people don't take it as seriously? Is that what the thing is?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. But like, I mean, last year, for example, like I know you weren't a part of the Pelicans, but they're undefeated in the preseason. It just, the preseason seems like in certain instances it's a very different thing. I mean, how much can you take away from the preseason? I guess?
Yeah. This is one of those weird ones as well, bro. Like where, obviously, it doesn't mean anything in terms of like your regular season games or your step towards championship, whatever. But it's more of an internal, your internal goals. That's what your main value is going to be out of these preseason games, right? So it's more of that as opposed to like, oh, we won the game, great. It's more just like, yo, did we execute our stuff, and are we getting in a good like momentum to start the regular season off running? Especially this year, man. I mean, it's so, so good. We really need these games. So I mean, I think all the players feel like they shouldn't be taken too lightly. We're not trying to dick around either. What I mean? I mean, that's not it. Stan will not allow it.
What's up, Steven? This is Will again. I know you've been around a lot of young bigs when you were in OKC. So I guess what's it been like just seeing Jackson Hayes every day and what he brings to the team, and what do you tell a guy like that? Because I know he says he's trying to learn from you because you've been in the league for a while. So I guess what's that experience been like with Jackson?
No, it's good, man. The best thing with dealing with any of young bigs or whatever is just being positive and being coachable, right? Simple as it may seem, you just come in with that mentality every time, and he's got a great attitude, man. Just willing to learn, does all like the hard, like runs his lanes well, and that's all you could ask for, man. And yeah, he's a young big. Obviously, I'll try and pass on whatever I know to him, but yeah, all in all, mate, great big. No negative comments from me, mate.